Yo, what is going on, my fellow trash bags? Today, we are reacting to stuff, yeah. The Game Awards. I watched the Elden Ring trailer before I even thought to do a reaction, so I watched the Elden Ring one, but I didn't watch the Witcher one. Cinematic trailer now. And then we are going to watch a story recap for number one and two. I've never played number one and two of The Witcher. I've played some of number three, but none of the first two. So I'm gonna watch a story recap today. We are gonna watch one, and then I'm gonna play on the channel The Witcher 3 in to get ready for when number four comes out. I think that it comes out. So yeah, let's just get straight into it.
Dearest daughter, I've watched ye grow from a devilishly curious child into a remarkable young lass with much grace, wisdom, and kindness. Tain't the easy times what shape us, nay.
That sword looks so cool.
The hard times, what does that for us? Even heart of gold. You've the spirit to overcome adversities aplenty. Darling. Sweeten. Today's the day. Ye fill out your destiny.
Okay, imagine if instead of live action shows and stuff, I still haven't watched the live action show for this. Apparently, season one's good and then it gets to shit on season two. I have no clue. But instead of a live action show, why not we just get like a movie like this?
Forgive me, daughter. 'Twere my only choice.
I shall be the bringer of salvation.
A witcher? Witcher! Whose coin did ye take? Nay, ye can't. 'Tis tradition. Chosen she is, by the gods.
No! You chose her.
Yeah, I was about to say we don't play as Geralt. Is that how you pronounce his name from the first three games? I believe this character is Ciri. I know it's just a cinematic, but God, it looks so amazing.
Back to the village. Go, now.
Nay! I must save them! Save the village!
Save yourself! Run! To shelter! To your father! Run!
Oh my god, let's go back. I was about to pause it then. That looks so fucking cool, let's be honest. That's amazing. I can't even remember what else I was gonna say when I was gonna pause it originally. So cool. Oh, we better get to use that chain in the fucking in the game. That's so cool.
She were to go to the woods. The chosen one. His tradition.
Oh, did they kill her?
No. It's all we wanted. For her to go to the woods. To go to the gods.
Gods? There are no gods here. There are only monsters.
Oh my god, her eyes are amazing. She looks so badass. The Witcher 4. Oh, this game looks so hot. Oh, it looks amazing, and I can't wait. I hope we get to use that chain. So cool if they're actually already in there or not. I think my mic just went out. That's not good. Okay, now that we've watched the Witcher 4 cinematic trailer, we're gonna watch the backstory before Witcher 3, so that we don't, so we know, brain's not working, so we know what's going on when we play number 3 and 4, obviously. I'll put this channel in the description stuff, so you can go check out the original video. Always support the original content. That's the best thing ever. So yeah, let's just get straight into this.
As I prepared to play through The Witcher 3: The Wild Hunt, I decided to read up on the backstory of the Witcher series since I decided to skip the first 2 games. Because,
Pretty much me.
you know. This video is a compilation of some interesting facts I learned about the Witcher story. So when you are ready, grab a cookie and hot chocolate, sit back, and join me in learning about the Witcher story. The events of the Witcher game take place in a multiverse that was once the home to an infinite number of universes and parallel realities. It is said that traversing from one universe or reality to another was relatively easy. This all changed, however, when the Fire Nation, I mean the conjunction of the spheres, occurred. The conjunction of the spheres was a cataclysmic event that occurred roughly 1500 years before the events of the Witcher game, and which resulted in the collision of many different worlds and the destruction of many others.
Okay, so it's like a big multiverse that you can like go through the verses in lore-wise. It's pretty cool. Also, I should probably put subtitles on
It is unknown what caused the conjunction, but the most likely explanation is that it was a natural event, much like the Big Bang in our own universe. This is the time period where unnatural creatures, such as ghouls and vampires, first appeared in the world of The Witcher.
Okay, so it's ghouls and
This is also
vampires.
the time when humans first appeared, who traveled from their homeworld, called Earth, which had been destroyed.
I wasn't sure what like the mythical beings were that we face in the game. I just knew it was like monsters of some kind. But it's cool to know it's like vampires and stuff.
According to elven lore, humans destroyed their own world, but because elves disliked humans, it is difficult to know whether this is completely accurate. But let's be honest, none of us would be surprised if humans destroy their own world.
Fair.
Now that we know the setting, let's talk about the origins of the Witchers, and more specifically, Geralt.
Geralt. That's how you
So, what
pronounce
exactly
it.
is a Witcher? A Witcher is a skilled monster slayer with certain supernatural powers, created through cruel and often fatal experimentation and training.
Yikes.
Witchers were created with the sole purpose of dealing with the large number of monsters that arrived in the world at the same time humans did. Mages were thus tasked by rulers to create magic-wielding warriors capable of dispatching the monsters quickly and efficiently. After much experimentation, Witchers went from failed experiments to the most successful warriors in the land. They became so successful at eradicating monsters, in fact, that rulers and churches began to spread propaganda to diminish public trust on Witchers, as they became concerned of their growing power.
I did watch that animated Witcher movie. On Netflix. I can't remember the name of it. I'll just put it up on the screen.
The propaganda was successful, and Witchers became the new terrifying monsters in the eye of the public. The number of Witchers diminished greatly during this time. It is during this period of anti-Witcher sentiments that the events of the Witcher game take place. There are a few shared characteristics that distinguish a Witcher from a regular human. First and foremost are the eyes, which are cat-like in nature and grant Witchers with the ability to see clearly in the dark. Second is the Witcher medallion, which aids in detecting monsters and is shaped to represent which of the 5 schools the Witcher belongs to. In the case of Geralt, for example...
Oh, so there's like classes of Witcher. That's cool.
His medallion is in the shape of a wolf's head, indicating he was trained in the School of the Wolf. Other distinct characteristics of Witchers include their inability to bear children, rapid healing, and high resistance to poison and disease. And of course, their superhuman speed, reflexes, and strength. It is also said that Witchers are unable to feel any emotion. This is likely just a rumor, however, since it is clear that Geralt displays several emotions throughout the games, such as love, joy, sympathy, and anger.
Oh, okay.
Well, he's at least cranky when he can't sleep.
It'll grant me wishes. It's in this lake somewhere, and I can't sleep.
Let's look at
Okay, so it was from like the live action show.
Geralt now. Geralt was born to a sorceress named Vicenna, and his father is presumed to be a warrior named Corin. After his father died when Geralt was very young, his mother left him at the School of the Wolf at Kaer Morhen, where she hoped he would have a better and more meaningful life. There, he was forced to undergo extremely painful mutagenic experimentations to enhance his abilities, and he was the only one of his peers to survive. Because of his survival, he was forced to undergo additional, even more painful experimentation, which he fortunately lived through. As a result of these intense extreme mutations, his hair lost all pigmentation, resulting in the characteristic white hair color shown in the games.
Oh, so his hair was like blonde or fucking brown or some shit. And then because of the experiments, it went white. That's interesting.
Geralt was the only Witcher known to have white hair. Geralt, interestingly enough, did not get his name because he was from Rivia. In fact, he did not even travel to Rivia until later in his life. Because Witchers are essentially abandoned by their parents and left to train at Witcher schools, they are not associated with any particular region. Geralt's teacher, Vesemir, nevertheless encouraged his students to take up a fake name to appear more trustworthy to potential clients. Geralt followed his advice. Initially, however, Geralt wanted to be called Geralt Roger Eric du Hartbelagard.
Fucking
His
what?
teacher, Vesemir, luckily convinced Geralt otherwise, pointing out that this was a very silly and pretentious name. Geralt then decided to pick a new name in the most Witcher way possible, by throwing a knife at a map to pick a random location. The knife
Fair.
landed on Rivia, and he decided to call himself Geralt of Rivia from then on.
Dandelion.
Let's now talk about one of my favorite characters, Dandelion, also known as Jaskier in Polish and the Netflix series. Not much is known about Dandelion's family, except that he comes from a family of nobles. His childhood appears quite normal. When he was 19, he fell in love with Countess de Stael, who is said to have inspired him to begin to write poetry. Then he would study the arts at Oxenfurt Academy. Some years later, he became famous for his ballads based on Geralt's adventures. But let's hear from Dandelion himself. In his own extremely humble words, "I would wager anyone that you, dear reader, are a person of culture and taste, and therefore already familiar with me, Dandelion, and the role I am to play in the following tale. Nevertheless, allow me to sketch a few lines by way of self-portrait for the sake of thoroughness. And in the event you have spent much of the last half-century in some dark corner where the light of my star has yet to reach. Born in 1229, a talented poet and troubadour, a graduate of Oxenfurt Academy. A frequent performer at royal courts, an unequaled lover appreciated. And in some cases adored by ladies worldwide, a skilled negotiator and a stirring orator. Such is the image of the bard Dandelion as painted by his friends and promoters. This image is, of course, somewhat overbright in its coloring. I personally prefer to think of myself as a dedicated artist in the thrall of his muse. One whose work has benefited immeasurably by the fact that I was, am, and forever will remain a close friend and steadfast companion to the Witcher Geralt. It is his fate I chronicle in this present work, and his story which I shall sing till the end of my days." Dandelion is always so humble. So, how did the inseparable friends Geralt and Dandelion meet? Apparently, the story is not discussed in much detail in the books. What is known is that Dandelion, being Dandelion, slept with a girl in a town called Goulet in Adem. Her 4 large brothers did not take this kindly, however, and began chasing Dandelion all over town, wanting to cover him in tar and sawdust. Luckily for Dandelion, he met
Covered in tar and sawdust. That would be fucking terrible. That would hurt like a bitch as well.
Geralt then, who looked like he could handle himself should a fight ensue. Secretly, Geralt was glad to finally have some company during his travels. Aww.
Yennefer and how she met Geralt.
Yennefer. Geralt's one true love, minus his whole sleeping around with everyone thing.
I mean, I feel like everybody knows who Yennefer is. She's like plastered on everything Witcher related.
Although depicted as a strong, confident, and beautiful sorceress in the games, this was not always the case with Yennefer. Born to a half-elven mother and a human father in Vengerberg, Yennefer was born with a hunchback and a deformed face. Her father blamed Yennefer's mother for the deformities, claiming that they were the result of her elven blood. Her father would often beat Yennefer throughout her childhood, before eventually abandoning the home. Her mother, devastated by him leaving, blamed Yennefer and began to beat her. Yeah, maybe they're not going to be getting Parent of the Year anytime soon.
Yeah, no.
After a few years, due to her magical potential, Yennefer was accepted to the Aretuza School of Sorceresses, where she would learn to harness and wield her magical powers. It was during this time that her hunchback and her deformities would be removed through magical means. Due to their high social standing and to bring prestige to their
through magical means. It's just funny to think that you have all this magic and stuff, and like it could have just been fucking plastic surgery.
school, sorceresses were expected to be beautiful and to carry themselves accordingly. Yennefer, having wanted to be beautiful from the moment she was born, embraced the new appearance she received as a reward for her training. When she first met Geralt, however, Geralt would notice the slight variation in Yennefer's shoulders, noticing in minute detail that her left shoulder was slightly higher than her right shoulder, left her sterile. At the time of her training, she did not care, but in time she had grown to wish to raise her own family. So they set out to capture the Djinn. It was at this time that Yennefer laughed and explained to Geralt what his so-called exorcism really meant. In reality, Geralt had told the Djinn to leave him alone, using not so polite words, shall we say. Sometime later, Geralt ended up in jail because Yennefer, being Yennefer, had hypnotized him and had him beat up people around town that had previously wronged her. Imagine having a witcher show up to your house and beating you up randomly. Yennefer is savage. Anyways, as Geralt sat in his jail cell, a guard approached and asked if he had any last wish. Geralt said that he wished the guard would burst into flames, and what do you know? The guard exploded. Geralt, like everyone else, was speechless. During Geralt's trial soon after, Dandelion appeared in the crowd and shouted that it was his last wish for everyone to believe that Geralt was innocent of the crimes. But his wish didn't work. The Djinn began to destroy the city, and Geralt realized the Djinn was not bound to Dandelion, but to him. That explains his two earlier wishes coming true.
That makes sense.
The first for the Djinn to leave him alone, and the other for the guard to burst.
Yeah.
He also realized the Djinn would try to kill Yennefer after he made his last wish for trying to capture it. It was at this moment he looked at Yennefer and momentarily was able to see what Yennefer used to look like, a hunchback. He didn't care, however, and wished for him and Yennefer to be bound by love forever. This ensured the Djinn could not kill Yennefer, and it left. And so their love, though turbulent at times, began.
Triss. I've heard of Triss before. I don't know anything else. I just know she's a character. Redhead, I'm pretty sure.
Now that we have talked about Geralt's true love, at least according to the books, let's talk now about Geralt's other love interests in the game, Triss Merigold. Very little is known about Triss's childhood. What is known is that she was born and lived as a child in a city called Maribor.
Maribor.
At some point during her youth, she showed great magical potential, and she was thus sent to Aretuza. It was while studying to be a sorceress in Aretuza that she would meet Yennefer, where they would become good friends. After graduating, Triss would become a very famous and well-respected sorceress, considered by many to be one of the strongest sorceresses alive. She would eventually become a trusted advisor to a powerful king, King Foltest. At some point, Triss learned from Yennefer about Yennefer's relationship with Geralt. She knew their relationship was turbulent, but she was jealous of it. Curious about the idea of having a relationship like theirs, Triss would put a magical spell on Geralt to fall in love with her.
What is with everybody and just like hypnotizing and fucking casting spells on Geralt?
Naughty little Triss. The spell did not last long, however, and he eventually ended the relationship. But they would remain good friends up until the events of the games. Triss, however, never lost her desire to be with Geralt, as is very apparent in the games. Cheating Geralt.
The Witcher 1. I'm guessing this is just going to be purely based off of the first game then.
His name was Geralt of Rivia. He was a witcher, a professional monster slayer.
With some of the main characters in mind, let's now briefly summarize the events of the first and second Witcher games. From my rating of the series, it seems like the stories are separate and you don't necessarily have to play the first 2 games to understand the third.
Oh, okay.
But why not summarize them?
Yeah, it still
Let's start with the
helps.
first Witcher game. The events of the first Witcher game begin with Geralt having lost his memory. You see, 5 years before the events of the game, Geralt, Dandelion, and other friends were eating escargot and drinking vodka at a tavern. You know.
So with not all 3 of the first 3 games being like not connected, like not being necessarily connected, does that mean number 4 is gonna not be connected to the third one and stuff?
Relaxing.
No clue.
All of a sudden, a mob attacked the nearby non-human district, inciting chaos. Geralt bravely attempted to stop them. During the commotion, however, someone stabbed Geralt with a pitchfork in the stomach, a fatal wound.
Ooh.
Everyone believed Geralt had died. The game starts with Geralt being dragged to Kaer Morhen by a group of fellow Witchers after being found lost with amnesia. Triss arrives and is surprised, yet happy to see him alive. That is when a gang of thieves called the Salamandra attack. The Salamandra is a criminal organization group that wishes to learn all of the Witcher's secrets to create a new species of superhumans to survive what they believe to be a pending apocalypse called the White Frost. They succeed in stealing Witcher potions used to turn humans into Witchers.
Oh.
Triss, Geralt, and other Witchers therefore set out to track and find them. They all go their separate ways to cover as much ground as possible. Geralt sets out to a city called Vizima. He is jailed when he arrives at the city, as the guards do not trust him. After escaping through the sewers, he meets with Dandelion, who is surprised yet relieved to see Geralt alive. Dandelion explains to Geralt how he had quote-unquote died, and how everyone believed him to be dead. Per the good old days, they celebrate with lots of drinking, and some of Geralt's old friends join.
Alright,
Needless to
more
say,
drinking.
they get completely hammered.
By the woods can you see Wolf in all his might, grinning madly, wagging gladly, bouncing with delight. My oh my, what a sight! Why no melancholy? Must be that, still not wed, that is why so jolly. Ow, ow, ow! In the grass, can you see Wolf just limps along, looking down, awful frown, crying like a dog. Why is this mighty beast so badly rampaged? Must be that, freshly wed or lately engaged. Ow! Ow! Ow!
Look at those beautiful graphics. Geralt
Yeah,
and his
so
friends
good.
get into a few shenanigans while trying to catch the Salamandra in Vizima. All of a sudden, a conflict breaks out in Vizima between the non-human species, like elves and dwarves, and the humans led by the Order of the Flaming Rose. The Order of the Flaming Rose is a group of religious knights led by a Grand Master named Jack de Aldersberg. Geralt, as the player, has to choose whether he will support the non-human uprising or the humans. After quelling the conflict, Geralt finds the lair of the Salamandra and an epic battle ensues. Of course, Geralt wins, and he learns that the Grand Master is the real leader of the Salamandra. Dun dun dun. Upon confronting the Grand Master teleports Geralt to a vision of a cold, icy future. He explains to Geralt that he stole Witcher's secrets to create a new superspecies of humans to try to prevent this vision of the end of the world. Geralt is not persuaded and defeats him.
Now, do you see the need to act, whatever the price? Geralt, open your eyes, open your mind.
They treat people like you at St. Lebioda's hospital.
By pursuing me, you proved me right. You faced the dangers that humanity faces and survived.
Jacques de Aldersberg, your dream is over.
Patience. You may yet change your mind. Imagine thousands traversing an icy wasteland. Could you defend them? You and a handful of witches ridden with doubt, like Berengar? Impossible. Only the greater brothers can do that, but they need to be taught and led. They need you.
I also have an offer. Surrender.
Withdraw your mutants. Humble yourself before the king. You'll save many lives.
How confident you seem. A painful lesson awaits.
Oh, this hurts my eyes. The fuck is that thing?
Salamandra is dying, soon to be a memory.
Salamandra means nothing. It was but a particle of chaos, the tool of the madman you just slew. Your past, your destiny, the reasons for your resurrection all remain unknown.
Words, words, words.
Oh, and you fight that thing as well. Kill him! Do it!
That sword is for monsters.
Wait, he said that sword is for monsters. Is that like, did he like just commit a crime or some shit by using the monster sword instead?
That is the end of the first Witcher game.
Okay, on to the second one. Gotcha.
Let's now summarize the second Witcher game. The second game starts with Geralt being accused of killing a king, King Foltest, who, as you will remember, Triss advised. He is sent to a prison where he is interrogated by Vernon Roche, the commander of the Blue Stripes. The Blue Stripes is a military organization, and it seems to serve the same purpose as the Order of the Rose in the first game. A group of humans at odds with non-humans.
Alright.
With the help of Triss, they break Geralt out of prison and set out to find who really killed King Foltest. They set course for the town of Flotsam. At Flotsam, Geralt finds Dandelion and his friend Zoltan at the brink of being executed. Of course. Luckily, Geralt convinces the town people to not kill them. Phew! Geralt then agrees to kill the Kayrin, a giant monster with tentacles that is disrupting the town's trade routes. He defeats it with the help of a sorceress named Ciel de Tanzerville, who turns out to be a bit of a two-face later in the game.
Alright. That thing is fucking creepy.
It's angry! Watch out!
Oh, that looks so fucking cool. Yikes. Ugh. Yuck.
We did it. Anyways, just when things seem to be going alright, the true killer of King Foltest, a witcher named Letho, kidnaps Triss. Geralt thus sets out to find Letho and rescue Triss. Geralt arrives in the middle of a battle between the kingdom of Kedwin, led by a king named Henselt, and rebel forces, led by a warrior named Saskia, who is secretly a dragon. Ooh. But her mind is
I was about
controlled
to say
by
the same
another
thing.
two-faced sorceress, Philippa Eilhart.
What is with all these two-faced sorceresses? Like, goddamn.
The player, as Geralt, chooses which group to side with. In any event, after helping one side, Geralt discovers that the two sorceresses, Seal and Philippa, are actually working with the King Slayer Letho. He then sets out to a city called Loch Muin to find them. After finding them, Geralt arrives at a meeting of mages and rulers, who are attempting to establish a new magical ruling body known as the Conclave. But Philippa and Seal intend to use the meeting to establish their own power. The meeting is therefore interrupted by the mind-controlled warrior/dragon, Saskia. Geralt fights Saskia in an epic battle, who, as the player, has the choice to kill her, let her live, or break the spell over Saskia's mind.
I love how the enemy's name is just Dragon. Oh. Straight through, straight through the trend, the twist. I can't speak. What was that he just used on it? Did he like tame it or some shit? Oh wait, no, it was a person, that's right. It wasn't an actual... Yeah, never mind. I forgot about that part.
Geralt then finds the Kingslayer Letho, who reveals that all of this was a plot by the Nilfgaard kingdom to destabilize the region through assassinations. This is done in preparation for an invasion, which explains the Nilfgaardian invasion in the third Witcher game. Letho agreed to all of this in return for his Witcher school to be rebuilt. Geralt then has an epic fight with Letho and defeats him.
You're a fool, Letho. Both you and your Emperor are forgetting one thing. Misfortune brings people together. Very shortly, the North could be united like never before, thanks to you. But that's just not my concern anymore.
I'm not your foe. I never was. Let me walk away and I will. You'll never see me again. Force me to fight, and this time I'll kill you.
Time to fight. Ready?
As I'll ever be. You fear death.
Stop whining and fight.
What is it to be like to be almost dead?
I said fight.
I don't want to kill you.
I'll kill you gladly.
You're nowhere near my level.
Of course not. I'm no Kingslayer.
You know, I'm starting to think maybe I should just play number 1 and 2 as well. There's also books on there. Don't tell me this is gonna be one of those things where I fall down the rabbit hole and just go all ham into it.
I've had enough of this dance. Goodbye, Geralt.
That's cool. That's just the game that's low frames, right? That's not the video itself. I don't think so. Oh, the video's almost over.
That concludes the second Witcher game. Hopefully with this backdrop, you will have an easier time understanding the events of the third Witcher game, if you're lazy like me and don't really feel like playing the first two. Thanks for joining me on this video today, and I hope to see you next time. See ya!
Yeah, it was a good video. Go check out Stories with Cookie. The link will be in the description for both the channel and the video, and the cinematic trailer, which I think is just the Witcher channel. Hello, Future Zach here. Also, my mic cut out at the end of this video, so here I am. I think I might just play the first 2 games on the channel as well. Maybe or maybe not. But I will be playing the third one, obviously. I said that. All the videos that you see in this video today, all the reacted videos will be in the description below, so go check out the original content. So yeah, there was something else I wanted to say, but I can't remember what it is now. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching the video. Hit the like button, subscribe, turn bell notification shout out so you don't miss an upload, and I'll see you guys in the next one.